Sir, what are you talking about?
Decir el tema del incremento de los aranceles, lo relacionado con el tema de visa. ¿Por qué no le pedimos visa a esos gringos puteros que han llegado aquí a Colombia a abusar de menores de edad en varias ciudades de nuestro país?
Ya, que canzones son estos gringos. If you don't like Medellín, then go to your home. We don't care. De buena, we don't like y'all. We don't like y'all. Go to your home. Go to your home. Sapos. Yeah.
Are you people crazy? I have absolutely...
So, Ray, I'm not going to say too much else about this. I'm very articulate, Ray. You speak multiple languages, and you're very articulate.
Why, thank you. Thank you very much. I tend to treat people the same way that they treat me. On today's episode of the Four Passport Bros, Horsemen of the Apocalypse, of the Dating Apocalypse, I am coming up to the last Passport Bro. So if you guys want to know what's going on, basically I was minding my own business, talking about problems that's going on in Colombia, because Colombia doesn't want as tourists and certain passport bros in our country. So this one particular guy comes into my comment section, pins a video on me, starts talking about all this nonsense about Dominican Republic, things that I never talked about, and he's trying to show off all his money to me. And then one of his friends tries to do a video towards me. When I reacted, to like, what are you talking about? So trust me, I get the receipts for this. Stay tuned.
But you know what you are also, Ray? You're very emotional, man.
Papi, I'm Colombian. That comes with the territory. We're very emotional. Just to let you know, my girlfriend is costeña from that region, okay? Those people are a bunch of firecrackers. I'm from Cali. We're hot-blooded, okay? But costeños, bro, they blow up on a dime, and you think that they're fighting with each other. It's World War III, but they're just talking normal. My ex, she talks just like that. I was trying to find La Mai, which is a famous comedian, but she talks just like my ex. And this is why I can tell you that you guys would never, ever have a good relationship with a Latina woman, because look, Latina women are not submissive. We're very emotional people, emotionally charged.
La bien. Tomato chantacheta, Oscar y champú. Un hombre que recibió tétera de borujo, nacido en el diamante y criado en el obrero, que su canción de cuna era campana y guiro. Esta es cuestión de pante. Vamos, para abajo. ¿Crees que está hablando con un niño? ¿Qué? Es para la cabeza, pues, hábleme, que agüita y para el coco. ¿Cuál es el romboy, papi? ¿Cuál es la vuelta? Hábleme claro, mi rey. ¿Usted no conoce el arte de parcharse? Que le enseñe el arte de parcharse, mi rey. La primera clase es gratis.
Vea, Sebastián, usted me tiene 5 minutos más. 5 minutos más en este...
Not just Colombians. All Latinos are emotional. Granted, you do have some exceptions.
Why do Cuban people talk so loud?
No, nosotros no hablamos loud, papi. Nosotros we talk with our emotions, and we feel what we say, and we say what we feel. You understand me? We're very in tune with what's going on, so we feel the need that we need to elevate ourselves porque we need to be heard. And most people don't listen porque tienen miedo en los oídos. So we need to talk a little louder so we can...
We're Cuban. People are going to think we're yelling at them, but we're actually not. We just talk really loudly, and we talk with passion.
If I'm yelling, you would know it. Because she really was yelling all the time. But my mother was Cuban.
You're very emotional.
Second, I want to point out something that he did, that passport bros do, and also digital nomads and also foreigners do in Colombia. I'm not saying that he is, but there's a lot of foreigners who come to Colombia who are racist, disrespectful, and arrogant. And one of the things that they try to say about Latinos in general, because I heard this in Mexico also, is that we're very emotional people. We're not intelligent, that we have lower IQs, and that we just are very, very emotional people. And you know who told me that? The infamous Korean Mr. J, the one who started all of this.
Calling Latinos emotional is a widely recognized stereotype that functions as a tool for marginalization, often used to dismiss or devalue them by framing them as irrational or less civilized compared to Western standards of stoicism and logic. This stereotype carries a significant historical pattern originating in colonial-era ideologies that sought to justify European dominance by portraying non-European, indigenous, and mixed race populations as governed by passion rather than reason.
So if anybody remember his friend, one of the four passport bros of the Horseman Apocalypse, of the dating apocalypse, he literally stated that I'm afraid of the white men. He said white men, and he said that white passport bros go down to Colombia to do all sorts of things, and that we should be mad at them because they're the colonizers. Yet you act like the colonizer. What you guys need to understand is that for us Colombians, it doesn't matter what color, you are the colonizer. Doesn't matter what color, you are a foreigner. We identify with nationality first and then color. Just because I have green eyes doesn't mean I'm going to give loyalty to somebody with green eyes that comes from outside the country. And you have taken upon the same actions of the colonizer. People, I have a YouTube travel channel to Colombia because Colombians got tired. Colombians are complaining, and Colombians are tired of certain tourists. Not all tourists are bad. Not all tourists are ignorant, but there's few that spoiled the bunch for everybody else. And I'm here talking about Colombia, and him and his knucklehead friends come into my comment section, tagging me in some videos, talk about Dominican Republic and showing me Dominican women saying that Dominican Republic is better. Sir, I make Colombia content. I'm not gonna fight against Dominican Republic.
So you say, sir, what are you talking about? Are you people crazy?
Trying to understand Passport Bros. But this is Boca Chica, and this is Michael Jackson.
This is Cartagena, Colombia. This is Michael Jackson in Cartagena, Colombia, just so you know. We got Michael Jackson too. We got a Michael Jackson Cartagenero, Michael Jackson Costeño, de la costa. Friend Derek Poe, leader of the Blue Men, whatever. I don't know what you guys are calling your group now. Why are you tagging me in a random video when I don't know who he is? I never spoke to him. He tags me randomly and he starts showing me Michael Jackson in Dominican Republic when my channel is about Colombia. If you want to go to the south by Popayan and see the people of the Inca tribe, the Inca Quichua, who are related to the Inca with the sea, I can do that, right? If you want to talk about the Guajira province, I can do that. If you own the Amazon, I can do that. If you want to see whales in the Pacific, I can do that. But why don't you think that's weird? I think that's weird. Plus, I posted this entire video for the world to see, and everybody in the comments are saying that he's weird. Look, it says right here, they are so weird. They have no use money because they avoid a personality.
You don't have a passport for Colombia?
I am a Colombian citizen. What do you think? I have a cédula de ciudadanía, citizenship ID card. What type of a question is that?
What is his beef with you? It is so weird.
You don't think that's weird? You don't think that's words of a crazy person?
Right. Dominican women has a lot to offer to Passport Bros.
For the 300,000th time, why should I care? I do not care. I am not a Dominican. I do not care if you get a Dominican woman.
I move different. Now, the beer in my hand, the cigar in my hand, it reminds me that I closed two different properties, which is apartment building and a house.
So what does that have to do with me? Why should I care? Why should I care if you got a property in a house?
And for your information, this is Punta Cana.
Punta Cana, okay? C-A-N-A, not Canta. I'm not trying to put him down, just saying Punta Cana. That's how you pronounce it properly.
Punta Cana is the best beach in the world. Now, versus your so-called beaches in Colombia.
And for your information, this is San Andres. And the other island is called Providencia, one of the most beautiful islands in most of. So you telling me you don't think that guy's crazy? You don't think that guy's weird? He's your friend, right? And you came out to defend him when I said I was going to do a clapback because he did that video towards me. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this is the most ridiculous, nonsensical video that I've ever seen. It was totally unsolicited, has absolutely nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me or my channel or my content that I'm talking about. I never met the guy, but I know that he's a friend of Carlos Red. And I know that Carlos Red is a mad person because he got kicked out of his YouTube channel. And he was not even big. He's not like Austin Holloman or Aaron Ferris from BNT Travels. He's a nobody. And he's mad at me. Your ringleader is sending you guys after me for no apparent reason. Because I met an African man named Nana Kwaku. And I met also another African man named Kung Fu Fanta. And they don't like Passport Bros in Africa or in Colombia. You guys are mad for no apparent reason trying to attack me and attack Colombia. Why are you attacking Colombia? Saying, the new so-called beaches. He literally stated that he's never been to Colombia, right? He literally stated that no offense to you, but then he starts offending Colombia. Not knowing that Colombia has many, many, many different beautiful beaches like you will find in Dominican Republic. And this is not to put Dominican Republic down, okay? I have been to Dominican Republic. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people. I've kissed a Dominican girl. I might even go this year, okay? He because I have friends in Dominican Republic, all right? But that's not what channel is about. So yeah, I'm going to call it crazy because he tags me in the middle of nowhere, showing all these things that I don't talk about, showing me Michael Jackson and all these things that, like, I can go on and on. I can do it. I already showed all the videos to everybody, and people are already saying that the guy looks weird and crazy. Okay, so no, don't get mad. That's just the truth. That's the truth. Okay, here's another screenshot of people asking what's wrong with that guy because it's just bizarre.
So I'm gonna answer your question, but you hurl insults, then you say if you're a husband, I'm not talking to you.
No, sir, I haven't heard any insults. If I were to throw insults, my Colombian side will come out, and we're very colorful with our language. If you can go through any of my YouTube videos, and I came this close to cursing a couple of times, but I haven't thrown insults. And you say because something husband is not talking to me, I didn't hear that part. I'm not trying to poke fun of you. Just like the audio wasn't good, so I don't know what you meant in that part.
What I said to you in a very clear, lengthy way is that you keep using the title of Passport Bros and generalizing all of the men in that community.
This is another reason why I did not attach my name to the whole passport bro thing. Go back and watch my video. I'm not a passport bro. I'm a bro with a passport. There's a difference. Again, I ain't joining no groups. Be careful what groups you join. You want it sounds cool at the time, and next thing you know, the leader done something criminal. Anyway.
Y ahora está esta tendencia de redes sociales que se llama Passport Bros, que es como los panas del pasaporte, que básicamente se refiere a los turistas extranjeros, gringos, asiáticos, que vienen a Medellín solamente al comercio sexual, al turismo sexual.
Marica, parecían idolatrando a esos gringos. Parce, no saben bailar.
Les voy a contar algo sobre los gringos que muy pocos de ustedes saben. Hay algo en Estados Unidos, Canadá y esos lugares que se llama Passport Bros. Ellos son los perdedores de allá. No todos, muy pocos no lo son, pero la mayoría sí lo son. Ellos son los perdedores de allá que les dan nervios hablar con una mujer.
So I'm from Colombia. If you're a Colombian girl, you have 3, 4 American guys approaching you, offering you money, and pulling out their passport, like literally, and then telling you, I'm American, like I'm actually looking for a girl, like I will bring you here, but it's just odd. Like, why you wanna get with a girl that doesn't speak your language and that makes up to $200 a month? You know, it's just odd. Like, I don't wanna point fingers, but it's like, why are you looking for that when you can get a girl? Why can you not get in America? You know, why you cannot get a girl?
Is this black guys or white guys?
I saw a lot of black guys. You know, it's odd. Like, the desperation that they exude is just weird.
Passport bros have been an epidemic all around the world, especially in Colombia.
An American tourist was found in Medellin, Colombia by the police in a hotel room with 2 kids.
After the civilians saw this man bringing 2 children to his hotel room, he automatically reported the incident to the police.
When the police got to the scene, they found the minors, who were 12 and 13 years old, literal children, with the American file, Timothy Livingston.
Timothy Livingston was captured by the Colombian police, but he was quickly released because apparently when the police got there, they didn't find him having with the kids or touching them. So technically, they couldn't charge him with any crimes.
This allowed Timothy to run freely to the United States, Ohio to be more specific, the day after he was released from Colombian jail with no legal consequences at all.
After this disgusting event, the people of Medellin who have had enough of these passport bros spread this monster's information throughout social media in hopes the American public can find this and bring him to justice to pay for his crimes.
Please share, like, and comment on this video so more people know what's going on in Medellin and other parts of Latin America.
¿Ha escuchado hablar sobre los Passport Boys o Passport Bros? A ver, le cuento. El año pasado Medellín superó todos los récords en turismo. A la ciudad llegaron 1.400.000 personas de muchas partes de Colombia y del mundo. Sin embargo, a veces detrás de esos grupos de viajeros hay más que la intención de conocer lugares bonitos. Este puntualmente es el caso de los Passport Boys, Passport Bros o Passport Kings. Un movimiento de hombres que invitan a otros a sacar el pasaporte, cruzar el mar y buscar mujeres que sean de valores tradicionales. Y no quieren una mujer para salir un rato, sino una con la que se puedan casar y regresar a su país de origen. Estas comunidades de hombres, que se pueden encontrar fácilmente en TikTok, Lo único que quieren es apoyarse entre sí. Tan lindos, te dan los mejores consejos, advertencias y hasta una guía para que se consigan una mujer que se acople a ellos. Y es que como si fuera algún movimiento político o social, esta comunidad se oferta en un sitio de internet. Antes de preparar sus maletas para emprender el viaje, se informan absolutamente todo a través de grupos de Reddit y Facebook. Incluso suben videos a YouTube como si se tratara de algún tutorial, con títulos como 5 pasos para conseguir una latina de gran trasero. Bueno, recomiendan inscribirse a intercambios de idiomas en Provenza, clases de baile y llevar a la mujer de sus sueños a Cartagena. Porque aunque creas que es caro, no lo es, ya que Colombia es un país bastante barato. Aunque esta práctica ya es algo viejita. Solo que ahora tiene un nombre bastante publicitario. Hace más de 15 años están promocionando tours para hombres que quieren conocer un nuevo amor. Hay sitios en la web en los que solo deben inscribirse y les envían un catálogo de mujeres con información bastante detallada. ¿Qué debían hacer para contactarla? Sencillo, pagar para enviar cartas, flores o hacer alguna videollamada. Como quien dice, buscar esposa aquí es todo un negocio. Además, hay recorridos por Colombia con damas de compañía y les ofrecen hasta 50 opciones de mujeres. Nuevo colonialismo o una cortina de humo para tapar su verdadera intención. El debate sigue abierto. Y en países como Brasil, muchos de estos hombres son judicializados por turismo sexual. Incluso, solo por dar algunos ejemplos, a finales de febrero y a principios de marzo fueron capturados en Bello y en Medellín 2 ciudadanos estadounidenses, señalados de haber en Antioquia. Podría decirse que más que un movimiento, todo esto se trata de una tendencia, de una nueva forma de buscar y ofertar turismo. Tristemente, detrás de esa búsqueda de mujeres con valores tradicionales, hay muchos dólares pagados.
Colombia is one country in 195. The passport bro movement is global.
Japan is not a passport bro destination. More men, especially from America, are coming to Asia to find their traditional wives. There's many reasons they do this. Some can't find anyone in their own.
We all know about passport bros, but have you heard of the Korean version? Let's talk about it. I wasn't gonna make a video about them because it's quite embarrassing as a Korean, but this video is to raise the awareness to avoid them at all costs.
We go to a majority of the 195. And what I try to tell you is you notice because it's in one of your videos, there are different levels of passport bros. So what are we talking about? Stop generalizing Smex trade guys, red light district guys, weekend warrior guys, Pookie and Ray Ray guys, the guys who come over there and partake in your legalized Smex trade industry over there in Colombia.
Number one, it is legal for their protection. And it's just not the women. You have men also in transgender. It is legalized for the protection of the worker against abusive people. Because I seen a passport bro who flew all the way down to Brazil and he didn't want to pay the woman. He was laughing in her face. And he told Mr. Austin Hallman that.
Foreign tourism that comes to Colombia must change its structure. Here we are not offering women for anything, and I am going to make that type of tourism difficult. Here, any nation, state, space, or political entity that believes this is a land to dishonor the dignity of women or children will have difficulties entering. Our women are not for sale, nor are our children. Here we welcome with hospitality, and if love appears, no one forbids it, but it is free and unconditional love. The police are tasked with thoroughly pursuing any type of predatory tourism, and I want this to be very clear.
Number two, from what I understand and from what I have seen, I think I was O'Shea Du Jackson or somebody else, that literally the one who owns the trademark Passport Bro is Mr. I think is Aaron Ferris, BMT Travels. Okay, so I saw a whole documentary on who came up with it. It was an older guy. He passed away, and it was Aaron Ferris that created a network and pushed it aside and promoted it forward. Okay, so for you to try to take the name Passport Bros, he was already trying to trademark it, but he was not able to. Okay? So I'm sorry to say this. Listen, I'm going to be quite honest with you. Okay, in Colombia, They do not care if you're a passport bro or not.
Ya que canzones son estos gringos. If you don't like Medellin, then go to your home. We don't care. De buena, we don't like y'all. We don't like y'all. Go to your home. Go to your home. Sapos. Yeah.
They do not care what color you are. As soon as they see you as a foreign man, they automatically going to label you a sex tourist. I have seen many, more than one journalist covering what passport bros are. And they literally said that you guys are sex tourists in so many different words. Some more directly than others, some indirectly than others. Are you going to go and sue the newspaper stations over there? The name of the foreign man who travels by himself looking for women for whatever reason is absolutely tarnished. You're looking at deviants, drug addicts, and literally the worst of society. And yeah, it's legal. We're the ones who made it legal. And I wanted to make it to have greater restrictions. Well, I don't understand why you guys keep on trying to throw it in my face. Oh, well, it's legal. Yeah, we're the ones who made it legal for their protection. Because I seen you passport bros who go down to Colombia and don't want to pay. And you know what happens when you don't want to pay? The women call the cops. And the cops come by. Not only the cops make the man pay, but they actually pull a few $1,000s. I heard of a story in Cartagena that the cops came by and they squeezed the guy and they said, okay, listen, if you don't pay us like about $4,000 extra, okay, then we're going to arrest you. We're going to put your face all over the internet and all over the news because we know you're married. Okay. So yeah, you keep on saying, oh, because it's legal. Okay. What's legal for us may not be legal for you because it is. I'm not sure if you know this, but the United States has a law or had a law that people who travel to other countries for the whole purpose of sex tourism can be prosecuted. And for the people who try to skirt the law, like Mr. White Guy, Army Travels Guy, say, hey guys, watch out for the IDs because the age of consent is 14. Guess what? It is still considered under it's still considered under the legal age in the United States. And anybody who goes to another country and has intercourse with anybody who is lower than what is considered normal legal age in the United States, they can still prosecute you. You do know that, right? Don't try to be slick with me because I can be just as petty. I know the law over there better than you. Trust me, I know the law over there better than you because certain things that you think is legal is not. Okay, don't even go there with me on that.
What gets me though, you hurl these little insults. Now, what's going on between you and the brothers? I'll get out of that for sure. You're right about.
I haven't hurled any insults. I have not hurled any insults. The only thing I do hurl insults is this one. Passport. Now, if you want to know what's going on, and I'm going to say this maybe for the second time, and maybe for like the seventh time in all of my videos that I'm talking about, your ringleader, Passport Bro Carlos Red, he started attacking me out of the blue for no apparent reason. I do not know that guy. He's mad that I know an African man named Nana Kwaku. Nana Kwaku is from Ghana. Nana Kwaku lived in Colombia with his wife. He's not a passport bro. He has a wife and he has kids. He lived in Colombia, Cartagena, Colombia from 2009 to 2016. In 2016, you have something called the peace process with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia and also trying to make peace with other guerrilla groups. So what's going on? Basically, when Passport Bro Floyd Wallace went down to Brazil, he got caught transporting underage children. Not only he got caught transporting underage children, but when the police broke into his apartment, they found material of underage children, less than the 6 years of age, in his particular storage that he had in his phones and everything else, and all electronic devices. YouTube started cracking down a whole bunch of Passport Bro videos and a whole bunch of Passport Bro channels. And your ringleader, Carlos Red, he was pissed off because they shut him down. Okay, and then he's blaming me for it because he says I'm a cohort of Nana Kwaku. I only met Nana Kwaku about 3 months ago. We crossed paths on the internet. Okay, and I started making videos with him. Honestly, to be quite honest, I really wish it was me, but I have nothing to do with that. My content is about Colombia. Why? Because it's not just Passport Bros. I have met people who are expats. I have met people who create enclaves or conclaves in Colombia. They make the little expat communities and they do the most ridiculous racist things, like the infamous Korean from Los Angeles, Mr. J, who I mentioned in every single video. And if you go back in all my videos, I don't do everything about Passport Bros. I talk about Colombian food. I talk about the different type of Colombian accents. I show the different. I went climbing up in the mountains. I went by the beach. I do videos in Spanish, showing other Spanish speakers that we have different dialects in different parts of the regions of Colombia. And then you and your little passport buddies here are up in my comment section trying to harass me. Because first it was Carlos Red. I made it. Anybody who comes at me, I do a clap back. And then it was his buddy, his crazy friend of yours, that knucklehead, telling me that he's in the Dominican Republic. I do not care. I am not a Dominican for the last and final time. Okay, and then you, last passport bro of the dating apocalypse, are in my comment section trying to tag me and insult me, saying, "Oh, well, you're just being emotional." No, like a typical colonialist, right?
Calling Latinos emotional is a widely recognized stereotype that functions as a tool for marginalization, often used to dismiss or devalue them by framing them as irrational or less civilized compared to Western standards of stoicism and logic. This stereotype carries a significant historical pattern originating in colonial-era ideologies that sought to justify European dominance by portraying non-European, indigenous, and mixed race populations as governed by passion rather than reason.
You calling a Latino, you're coming into my space, coming into my Colombia, and all of you guys are coming into my Colombia, touching little kids, deleting the women and everything else. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. The Colombian people are pissed off. I am not the only guy. And then your friend tells me that I am alone and that no women will follow me. And my Colombian people are getting very angry. And I hear what they're saying. And they're saying very hurtful things and very violent things. And I know how violent they can get because I have been living there. I understand that we're in a civil war. Okay? Let's move. Even if we don't have the civil war, even if we don't have the militias and military groups aside, there's still a lot of violence going on. And they're going to turn on you guys. And I'm trying to watch out for you. But no, you don't want to listen to me. And your little buddy, passport bro, Derek Poe, says that I'm gay and that no women will follow me. Listen, my female Colombian friends have seen what you guys are saying. They call you babosos. They call you slimy. They call you guys unkept. They call you guys is idiots. They're looking down upon you. The Colombian people are seeing. They see my videos, bro. They're seeing my videos and they understand what's going on. Even my ex-father-in-law, who's a very proud black Afro-Colombian man, who's a very proud soldier, okay, who was a part of the Civil War, who did a lot of operations for rescue missions. They're looking down at you guys and they're shaking their heads. My ex-father-in-law watches my videos. My Colombian friends, female and male, watches my videos. They're shaking their heads at you guys. Not because it's an insult. I'm not trying to insult you. It's because you guys keep walking towards your doom, and I don't understand. I keep on warning you, shaking you, throwing everything at you. I show you combat footage. I mean, I've even invoked the name of God once. And you guys still keep on going to your doom, towards danger. Why do you inch every so often towards danger, towards violence? Why? I just don't understand.
Get out of that for sure. You're right about that part. But you hurl insults and you say, "Are you people crazy? Are you people crazy?" You have like 500 something followers, so you're essentially talking to yourself.
You have on one right here. This is Dominican Republic.
You see this jersey here? This is Colombian. I don't care. Why should I care? I'm not Dominican, bro. Why? I don't care. I do not care. What part of I do not care do you not understand? Why you keep telling me about Dominican Republic? I am a Colombian. I am not Dominican. Your friend made me a video talking about Dominican Republic, which I am not in. Showing me his wife, which I am not interested about. Telling me that he has money, which I do not care. Telling me about the beaches in Dominican Republic being better in Colombia, which I don't understand why, because I never mentioned Dominican Republic. Even my ex-father-in-law, who's a very proud black Afro-Colombian man, I sent him my videos. He recently started looking at my videos recently. He sees you guys, okay? We're all looking down upon you, shaking our heads.
But you hurl insults and then you try to act like you're not saying it. But who cares what you got to say? The guy called you name, you call him name. Whatever. Y'all be big boys. Y'all get over it, like you say. You do these little passive aggressive insults to people and things.
So when your friend Derek Poe said that Colombia has bad beaches, and I show him San Andres y Providencia, how's that an insult? I was going to show him a whole bunch of different ones. When what's his name? Travel Time with Paul, Travel Time with Ryan, or something like that, and he said that he was disrespecting Colombia, saying he doesn't care about the Civil War, and he says that he it's okay for him to go look for women, and that he goes there for culture. And I show him, he says he looks at waterfalls, and I show him a bunch of passport bros walking by waterfalls and not by adult services workers in Medellin. How is that an insult? You want to know what's an insult? When your passport bros tell me that that your King Orange is going to come to my country and he's going to flatten everything and he's going to take all our women. You know what's an insult? When you have passport bros who are threatening to send their orange queues after me. Okay. You know what is an insult? When you passport bros say that us Colombians and the Latinos are very have lower IQ. I have more than one person saying that on camera. Okay. That us Latinos have lower IQ. Well, you know what's an insult? Calling us mangoes. Okay. That's a secret code that you guys use for us. You know what else is an insult? Okay. You know what else is an insult? Calling the women of my country 4-letter words, and there will always be a third world nation. You know what is an insult? Trying to claim the title American for yourself. That's an insult. Okay? I'm not insulting you. I am not insulting you. I use something called a satire. Satire is basically when you show something to prove a point, and my point is I'm showing you a mirror to look at yourself.
That's going to take it on you, and you do the broad brush and say that these men are trying to turn your country into a brothel.
Que ustedes ven ahí, Fico persiguen feministas y encubre pedófilos, casi que nos es arrebatado por la Subsecretaría de Espacio Público y la policía. Pero cuando llegamos a las discotecas y a los bares, en donde era evidente que había mujeres jóvenes menores de edad, se hacían los de la vista gorda. Y en cambio salían puteros extranjeros de esos lugares y hasta trataban mal a la fuerza pública, la maltrataban. Vaya que uno haga eso como colombiano. ¿Qué es lo que está pasando? ¿Cuál es la jurisprudencia de este parque? ¿Quién es que está dominando aquí a Medellín para que a fin de cuentas quieran hacer con él lo que querían hacer con Cuba hace tantos años? Es decir, convertirlo en el prostíbulo de los gringos, en el burdel. Medellín no es un burdel. Las mujeres y los movimientos feministas están protestando, se están uniendo y se están organizando para decir, esto no lo vamos a permitir más.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally starting to...
In Colombia, we do not want more Americans to come and exploit our girls, boys, and adolescents. In June of this year, the Americans Victor Galarza and Everett Fletcher were convicted in New York City for abusing, exploiting, and recording girls and adolescents for distribution and commercialization in the city of Medellin.
Hello, newsflash. You should be talking to the government about why SMEX is legalized in your country.
It's legal for their protection. Protection against who? Against the people who look for her services. People who are men who you consider passport bros that do go down there and do that, right? If you look at my videos, I've covered that ad nauseum. Okay, let me tell you once again, if you look at one of my videos, I have a transgender person and she's arguing with a guy at a motel and she called the cops. The cops get there and she says, hey, so-and-so called me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I came and gave him services and he doesn't want to pay. The cops looked at him and said, you got to pay or you're going to go to jail. So the problem is not prostitution. The problem is you. The problem is people who cannot control your behavior. It's not my fault you guys are flying thousands of miles to go delete women. It is not my fault you're flying thousands of miles to touch little kids. Okay? How many times have you seen it? How many times have we seen a woman stuffed in a bag by a quote unquote passport bro? Okay? You know what happened yesterday? Well, a girl died in a party with a guy, gringo. You know that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. Oh, that's not going to be good. It's going to be real trouble for a foreigner now in the next few weeks.
I don't see you doing any videos with the women who are participating in that industry.
I have done videos. Remember that video that I just showed you a minute ago with the people that were marching? Guess who was marching? The women who are adult services workers. They were asking them, why are you marching against these gringos? And she said, it's not about the work, it's about the abuse. It is about the abuse. You understand that? It is about the misogyny and the abuse of the foreign man, not just the foreign man, but including local men. It is about the abuse. I have done many videos talking about it, more than one. Go back. See, you're a Johnny come lately. You and your little passport bro friends are making trying to do an attack on me from different angles about nonsense that you don't even know what you're talking about. All right, with Carlos Red being the ringleader.
Why are you entertaining these guys? All you keep saying is passport bro, passport bro, passport bro. And we're trying to say you're doing too much of a broad brush.
I see, at this point in the game, I think you're just trying to troll me. You think that I'm stupid or something. I have more than one receipt. I have multiple receipts. You say, hey, how come you don't talk about it? How come you don't talk about these women and stuff like that? I have not only talked about that ad nauseum, I had done multiple videos from different angles in Spanish and English from people explaining what passport bros are, and even people in your own passport bro world saying that you guys are sex tourists.
You're being too general. There are more than just the F boys in this community.
You can paint it any way that you want it to, okay? You can call yourself whatever you want. Colombia is cracking down. The government is cracking down. The people are getting angry, and I'm trying to watch out for you guys. But hey, you don't want to listen to me. You want to go march to your dumb reason. I don't know why.
That's what we've been saying. And the moment that you do the broad brush of that title, that's when it becomes our business.
And when you come to our country, touching little kids, assaulting our women, assaulting the locals, being disrespectful to all our people, okay, that's when it becomes our business. And don't tell me you guys don't do it too. I know many people of all races that do touch little kids.
We align with the title, and the title is not smack straight guys.
There's plenty of people in the Northern African black community of the United States that will basically call you out as tourism. That is the truth. That is the truth. I wouldn't be petty enough to go look for it, but I don't feel like it. Trust me, because I can find it. I know lots of men in your space. Lots of men in your space calling you out. People of your age or older calling you out. So don't tell me that.
For the most part, we keep telling you that. Multiple ones of us telling you that. So that I was minding my business until I heard you keep saying that.
Sir, if you're not doing that, then why are you angry? I'm not talking about you. There's plenty of Colombians that do bad things in Europe. There's Colombians that do bad things in Asia. There's Colombians that do bad things in the United States. Do you see me get angry when people talk about Colombians? No, because those are the people that are guilty of it. I'm minding my own business, and you and your little friends, the blue boys, whatever you guys want to call yourself, start talking to me about something about the Dominican Republic and this woman this and money that, and then Carlos Red starts telling me that I'm a cohort of some type of cabal of people trying to take his channel down. Bro, YouTube took him down for whatever reason. Somebody sent me a message. YouTube took him down for whatever reason. I have nothing to do with it. I wish I was. At this point, I wish I was. But you took him down. You know why? Because after Floyd Wallace was caught with little kids in Brazil, okay, the world is looking at you guys, all right? And anybody who has had any type of vehicle, how you say, like any link to anything that they deem that is suspicious, they're shutting it down, all right? That's his fault. That is his fault. I'm sorry, but that is his fault.
So I came up and talked to you in a respectful way. I didn't call you a name. Because I don't have to call you a name. I'm super grown about that. I don't have to call you.
Yeah, you made me 5 different videos that I never responded to you. I have never responded to you in a video. I haven't. This is like literally the first one.
Name, what for? You want to say, are you guys crazy? You will never meet me, man.
Sir, I don't know who you are. Of course I will never meet you. Are you in El Valle del Cauca? Are you in Colombia? Like, why would I even have to meet you? I don't know who you are. You guys started challenging me out of the blue, stitching me to these strange videos that I have no idea what you're talking about. Like one guy said, show me the receipts. I show him the receipts. He said, show me one guy that touches little kids. I showed him. And he goes, yeah, well, that's one guy. Show me more. Okay, fine. I showed him 3. And one of them is Venezuelan. You remember that joke, I papi, I know black? This is where you can choose. Is he going to be black or is he going to be one of us? I don't know. It's for you to choose. And then you have all these other guys who are like tagging me in the strangest nonsense. I don't know who they are. I never spoke to them. They tagged me first. They stitched me first.
This is the internet. And I think that you're very emotional.
Once again, I am Latino. We're very emotional. You do not know us. You do not know my culture. How would you handle a Brazilian? How would you handle a Cuban or a Dominican? I just don't understand.
Calling Latinos emotional is a widely recognized stereotype that functions as a tool for marginalization, often used to dismiss or devalue them by framing them as irrational or less civilized compared to Western standards of stoicism and logic. This stereotype carries a significant historical pattern originating in colonial-era ideologies that sought to justify European dominance by portraying non-European, indigenous, and mixed race populations as governed by passion rather than reason.
And you're playing on the internet. And you're mad because the women in your country are being exploited.
I have a lot of Colombians that are pushing me. I have friends who are Colombian and they have followers in the millions, okay, that are pushing me. I have seen other Colombians like me coming up, stepping forth. And you know what happens when we step forth? You guys want to try to discredit us. Andres Unearth, did you see what happened to him? Oh, he speaks English too well to be a Colombian. Andres Unearth literally stated, I have a Colombian citizenship. Yeah, he was born in Jersey. Guess what? I was born in Colombia and I have a Colombian citizenship too, okay? I have Barranquilleros. I have seen plenty of other Colombians, and I'm actually creating a video series of what Colombians are saying about Passport Bros. It's just not me, and I have a lot of people pushing me. You understand that? Sending me messages every single day in Spanish and English. Look at this. Look at this. Talk about this. Talk about this. Talk about this. Because I'm being pushed by my Colombian people.
And you blaming the wrong people the most. Now, can you blame a lot of those guys? Absolutely.
Then why are you open my comments if you're not guilty? I just don't understand. I don't know you. I never spoke about you. I never spoke about your friends. I don't know who they are. They start attacking me first. Maybe you're used to being over there with the ice cubes and stuff like that. You can talk down to a Latino, but homeboy, like, listen, when you talk to a Colombian in their country or any Latino in their country, anybody in their country, they're going to fight back. They don't care.
I understand that, respect for your country, all that. But there are men who are married to Colombians.
I know foreigners who are married to Colombian women, so I don't understand. Where are you going with that? Like, why should I care? I'm not talking about that.
The issue is bigger than the Passport Bros. That's the point. But you trying to make it as though the Passport Bros created the pro industry.
No, that's a false accusation. My friends, this is what is known as a straw man argument, is when you take another person's argument and you switch it to a point that never talking about before, especially in a very simplified format. You keep saying that as if they created pro industry. And I told you already that we are the Colombians who created that for the protection of men, women, and transgender people, for their protection, not for you, for their protection.
If you get what I'm saying, the Passport Bros, you're trying to act like the Passport Bros created the red light district.
False. That is absolutely category false. Once again, people, this is known as a straw man fallacy. When you take someone's argument and you try to switch it to a point that we're never talking about. I have never talked about that. I'm not mad. I'm not worried. I want there to be regulation. I want there to be more regulation. Okay? Colombians have marched for their protection, and I want it to be even more. And I think that the way how they do it in certain parts of Europe, I think the Netherlands, I think that is a very good platform to copy off. So no, we're not mad about that. We're mad that you guys are coming down and touching little kids, that you guys are coming down deleting the women, and you can say, oh, well, you know, those not me. I can show you plenty of men like Mr. Jesse Weissman right now. Okay? That woman is not a working girl. She's not a working girl. You know, he stuffed her in a suitcase, just like John Polos, who stuffed his girl in a suitcase. They were dating for months. Okay? He met the mom. He met the family. She wasn't a working girl. She was going to school. He was paying for her school and everything else. All right? I'm mad that you treated my country as a bucket, being disrespectful, demeaning towards us, demeaning our language, demeaning our intelligence, demeaning our food, demeaning, not respecting the local culture. When Holy Week is coming by, we just passed. Why are you guys out and about looking for adult services workers? Okay? Having intercourse on the balcony when little kids can see, when nuns are walking by, when families are walking by. And then when the Colombian people get up and they get violent because they don't want you there anymore, then all of a sudden we're racist, right?
They're just partaking. That's like saying a dealer. You mad at the the recipients or the partakers of the product and not the person who's selling the product.
She is not a product. He's not the buyer. He's not a partaker. They were just regular people. She was a regular Colombian with a...
But you can have it, Ray. I ain't got nothing else to say about it because it's the waste of time. You obviously, and then you come on and talk about, oh, your girlfriend of 5 years ago. Okay, not all that anecdotal stuff with you. I didn't get into. I came on in to say to you that you're doing a broad brush.
Real interesting that your friend was trying to goad me and lure me into a trap, and you ignore it. He said, "You see this hat? It's Dominican. I see this shirt? It's Colombian." And then he says, "Oh, girl, Colombian women don't want to follow you because you're gay." Okay, well, fine. I show my girl, and that's it. And then you're sitting there, oh, okay, I don't understand what I said to do anything. Same thing I tell you. What does this video about Dominican Republic have to do with anything? Why is he showing me his wife? I'm not Dominican. I don't care. He's telling me if Dominican Republic is better than Colombia. Why should I care? I'm not going to fight against Dominicans. I have Dominican friends. I know it's a little trap that he's trying to lay out for me. But Latinos have a stronger bond with each other than you think. Okay? So why is your friend showing me all this? He's showing me his wife. I don't care. He tells me he bought an apartment. I don't care. He's showing me her cleaning like a maid, like a mommy maid. Very demeaning. Why should I care? What does this have to do with my channel? What does this have to do with my content? Why is he tagging me in that nonsense? I don't understand. I never spoke to him. I never mentioned Dominican Republic. I never mentioned his wife. I didn't even know he existed till he tagged me. So I don't understand. This is why I'm saying, are you guys crazy? Because you're tagging me in the strangest nonsense. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're tagging me. I don't know why you keep arguing with me. And then you make 5 different videos. And then when you tag me in a video, I go look at it to see what you wrote, or what is it you're saying, and you block me. Why are you making videos about me and blocking me? Why are you stitching me? I don't understand. Doesn't make sense. And then you want to see here I'm emotional. Don't you think that's very immature of you for an older man, older than me? Yeah, I'm balding, but I know you're older than me.
It's inaccurate, and you should pull up on that. You should stop. You're not going to stop. You're talking to yourself essentially with your 500 followers. So, I didn't call you name. I don't have to call you name. I'm super grown about it.
Oh, you want to throw shade at me? You know, I could be real petty. I'm not going to do that. I'm not in the mood for that right now. I got 1,300 plus on my YouTube channel, 300,000 views in total since my channel opened up. So, hey, at the end of the day, Colombia still has the most beautiful women in the world. Your people are being turned away at the airport. They're snapping pictures of them, posting it all over the internet. And I'm going to, make some videos upon that in the next couple of days. And your reputation is completely destroyed in Latin America and Southeast Asia, in certain parts of the world. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, eat my arepa, play my vallenato music. I won't even be thinking about you. I'm sorry.
I wash my hands of it. I thought you was grown enough to have a conversation, but obviously you're super emotional. So have at it, sir. L1.
Calling Latinos emotional is a widely recognized stereotype that functions as a tool for marginalization, often used to dismiss or devalue them by framing them as irrational or less civilized compared to Western standards of stoicism and logic. This stereotype carries a significant historical pattern originating in colonial-era ideologies that sought to justify European dominance by portraying non-European, indigenous, and mixed race populations as governed by passion rather than reason.
The maturity of the passport bros. Passport, go ahead.